Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you the books that I got at Goodwill. I found some amazing books. Like I said, I went to 2 Goodwills in my town and very happy with what I got, and I will show you those books right now. I haven't read them yet, so if I get some details wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments below. And yeah, let's get started. So the first book I got was Vanishing Girls by Lauren Oliver. I decided to get this book because long time ago when it first came out, I read Panic by Lauren Oliver and I really loved that book. I gave it, there's pictures and stuff in this book. I didn't realize that. I loved Panic. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I've heard mixed reviews on this book, but I will check it out and let you know what I think once I've read it. It follows 2 girls, 2 sisters, and one of them goes missing. Sometime later, another girl goes missing, and the one sister is trying to figure out what happened and if those disappearances are connected, and she's trying to bring her sister back. That is what I've gathered about this book, and I'm more excited about the author as opposed to the synopsis. Like I said, just because I've read one of her works before and absolutely loved it. Up next I have Gloria O'Brien's History of the Future by A.S. King. I have never read anything else by A.S. King. I know everyone on BookTube pretty much loves her, and I have another one of her books back in Ukraine. So I think hopefully this summer I will film a vlog reading A.S. King for the first time, where I will read both this book and the other one that I have. I'm blanking on the name of it right now, but I think this follows a girl that can see people's past and future, and she starts writing those things down and basically dealing with that knowledge and everything that comes with it. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I love the cover and I'm super excited about it. Hopefully I love it. The next book I've never heard of before, and it's The Wicked Girls by Alex Marwood. I liked the cover, so I decided to check out what the book is about, and it follows 2 11-year-old girls who are, I think, at a fair, and by the end of the day they get convicted with murder. And then I think after that the book picks up like 30 years in the future, and they meet and try to figure out what happened. Maybe, possibly, I'm not too sure, but it sounded like an interesting concept. I just want to know what could have possibly went down that 2 11-year-olds get charged with murder. The next book I have here is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Not sure how to pronounce the author's name, but The Secret, I'm sure everyone's heard of this book. And again, I got it for only 79 cents. I have heard so many people talk about this book, especially different content creators that I follow on YouTube. They all talk about how this book changed their life, how it helped them figure out what they want and how to get it. I think it talks about the law of attraction, and those are all topics that I'm really interested in, and I cannot wait to read this book. And it's in like perfect condition, so super happy with this. Hopefully I like it, and hopefully it's useful and helps me change my life for the better. Up next I have The Couple Next Door by Sherry Lapina. This book follows a couple who have this perfect life. They have their perfect house, they have a little daughter whose name is Cora, which is such a beautiful name, I love it. But they go over, I think, to their neighbor's house, and something goes down. I believe there's a murder? No, a terrible crime is committed, and the couple ends up being blamed for it. So then they try and figure out what really happened, and they find out secrets about each other that no one knew before, and the shocking truth will leave you breathless, apparently. So we will see about that. And the last 2 books that I got at the first Goodwill that I went to are A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman and Britt Marie Was Here by also Frederick Backman. I only found out about these books like literally probably not even a month ago, because I was just thinking how I would like to read more books from Scandinavian authors, and Frederick Backman was one of the authors that popped up a lot. He is a Swedish I want to say. Yes, he lives in Stockholm. So he's a Swedish author. He also has a book called Beartown, which is also popular and I'd also like to read. And these, especially this one, are also some of his more popular works. This book follows a grumpy old man who doesn't find joy in anything, doesn't care for anything, doesn't like anyone. And then new neighbors move into the house next door and a new beautiful relationship forms, and we find out more about this man and why he's so grumpy, and possibly he changes and starts to like people, starts to enjoy his life. That's what I've gathered about this book. It seems like one of those heartfelt novels, so I'm really excited about this one. And Britt Marie Was Here, I think, follows a woman who gets cheated on by her husband, so she decides to just up and leave and start a new life for herself. And I think she becomes like a kid's soccer coach, but it's also about self-discovery and finding a place where you belong, from what I understand. And I am super excited about these books. I also think this for sure has a movie adaptation. Maybe I'll make this into a reading vlog too, since I have 2 of his books here. Up next, I have the books that I got at the second Goodwill, which I don't know why it matters, but I wanted to separate them like that. And the first one is When Zachary Beaver Came to Town by Kimberly Willis Holt. This is a very short book. It's like just a little over 220 pages. It looks like a middle grade book, but I think it's one of those books where anyone at any age would be able to get something out of it and enjoy it. This book follows a boy who lives, Toby who lives in a small Texas town, and nothing ever happens there until Zachary Beaver comes to town, and Toby is like fascinated with this new person and all the stories that he has to tell, and maybe possibly there's a friendship forming between them. I don't know too much about this book, but it looked like something I would enjoy, so I am excited to read it and see what it's all about. The next book I am also so happy that I found, and it is Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I watched the show when it first came out on Netflix. It came out like a couple of weeks ago, I think, but I watched it in one day. It is like one of the best shows I've seen recently. It follows 2 best friends from when they meet at the age of like 14 or something up into their 40s. It was just a great story about friendship and about their personal lives and love lives and careers. I highly recommend that you check out the show if you haven't yet. Like I said, it's on Netflix. And the next book I have to show you is The Thirst by Yo Nesbo, I believe his name is pronounced. This book falls under my reading more Scandinavian authors category as well, because he is a Norwegian author. And I guess I didn't know this when I was buying the book, but it is possibly part of a series, because in the synopsis on the back here it says that this book follows this detective who finds out about, actually no, he like retired I think, and then he finds out about these 2 murders that happened to 2 women who were meeting someone from Tinder, I think. And he decides to investigate these murders because to him it sounds like the person responsible for them is someone he possibly dealt with before, but the person got away, I think. I just hope that I can read this book as a standalone novel without having read the previous books about this detective, because I don't have them. By the way, this book is also in great condition, so that's exciting. $4.99 it was at Goodwill. If you've read these books, let me know in the comments below if it makes sense to read this one before having read the previous ones. He is also the author of The Snowman, which is actually the book that I wanted to read by him. But I figured since I wasn't able to find that book, I will check this one out. It sounds pretty interesting. I think it had decent reviews on Goodreads. And those are all the books that I got recently and that I wanted to show you. Again, let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these. I would love to hear your thoughts on them, or if any of them are also on your TBR. And that's it for today's video actually. yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later in my next video. Bye!